Well, South Africans need to fight the misconception that foreigners take their jobs. That's the opinion of work visa service provider Xpatweb. It says skilled foreign nationals benefit the country in a number of ways. It's estimated that immigrant workers raise income per capita by 5%. Xpatweb says that having a welcoming business culture is important to position South Africa as the gateway to Africa. Well, for more on this, we're joined in the studio by Xpatweb Immigration Manager Mwekitsi Siboko. Mr. Siboko, good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
I'm just trying to find it quickly. I was looking at a tweet the other day from somebody who was tweeting about how immigrants in countries like America have helped to develop the economy. And they were listing the number of U.S. technology companies that were founded by either first or second generation immigrants.
Yes.
The likes of Google, the likes of Apple, and including our own export, Elon Musk from South Africa, he built Tesla, which is now a very successful U.S. company. So we seem in South Africa that sometimes we don't realize the gift that comes with skills from elsewhere in the world that can grow our economy.
That's the unfortunate part, Dr. Dan. We seem not to embrace what foreign nationals bring to the development of a country, especially skilled national. What you've mentioned is true, and if you look at developed economies, the backbone of that development is foreign migrants who come into a country and help to build the economy of the country.
Your sense as Xpatweb, why is it in South Africa we continue to say foreigners are here to take our jobs? Is it at particular levels of society, in the poor communities, like in the townships, same rural areas where we've got foreigners who come in, they have a shop and they've got the means of economic activity, and the locals feel that they are hard done by? But if we talk about skilled immigration, it's being viewed differently. Or are we across the board in South Africa currently, we don't want migrants?
No, I think it mostly happen in poor communities, and reason being that there is a close interaction with foreign migrants who are
in competition for scarce resources.
For scarce resources, and people there are very unskilled, and those migrants are not skilled themselves. So that's where then there is a scramble for resources.
But when you talk about skills, your research shows that at the skilled level, it is not true that foreigners are taking our jobs.
Not at all, and that's what we need. And we don't even have enough skilled labor in the country. We need foreign resources to help build the economy.
Now, the President in his State of the Nation address, I think he mentioned that in order to grow the economy, we need to get more skills.
Yes.
And I think even the Finance Minister has made similar comments about that. But that's not really filtering down from what you can hear. At the top, there's an understanding that we do need those skills that we don't have. But at the bottom, we don't have. How do you think that gap can be closed?
Well, the disconnect is there. And I think it has to do with, like you said, communication and maybe explaining to the people on the ground why we need this foreign skill. We need them to help train unskilled laborers in SA.
Okay, there are skilled immigrants in South Africa today, yes, and maybe they might not be in big numbers. From your research, are they contributing positively? Is there evidence to show that they are, for instance, impacting economic growth?
Yes, they are. But like I mentioned, we don't have enough to meet the global demand and the economic growth internationally.
Now, we've got infrastructure development projects. We've got all these kind of things that are coming up, like gas exploration. Yeah. I don't think South Africa, we've got all the skills that we need. In fact, over the last 25 years, some people might argue we've lost skills. We've had an exodus of skills outside the country.
Yes.
So we need to attract.
Yes.
And to get the attraction, there has to be a different approach, even by business, to skilled migrants.
Yes, we do need a collaboration between corporates and government to ensure that, one, we bring back the skills that we've lost to international market, and that we bring in the necessary skill in South Africa to help and develop a South African skill. For instance, when you talk about gas exploration, definitely we don't have those skills. If Total were to start the project next week, we wouldn't have those skills to help with that project.
Now, from a transformation perspective, very briefly, Dr. Siboko, companies in South Africa have to meet certain targets. Let's talk about employment equity. foreign migrants, and especially foreign African migrants, do not count in terms of management control, in terms of employment equity at different levels, because they are not South African. That's number one. So some companies feel disincentivized to employ foreign African skilled workers in their lot because they won't get the required points. That's what the other one is skills transfer. So is your view, just to get a view from you, that those things might need to be tweaked, where if you are a foreigner, you're coming in here and you've got skills, you're going to have to pass it on and help to train and uplift our skills, number one. Number two, maybe the EE requirements need to be tweaked a little bit by the Labour Department. What's your view?
Yeah, it is a legislated requirement that every foreign national that's being employed in South Africa needs to transfer skills to South African. And, employment of such foreign nationals cannot be deemed as indefinite. They are here to transfer skills to ensure that they develop and, train South Africans to take over once they leave, and that can trigger down to all different spheres in corporate. Yes, the employment equity will need to be tweaked, but then it's a work in progress. It cannot happen in few years. I think it's up to the Department of Labour and the necessary stakeholders to work on that.
But I guess the key element is the skills transfer side of it.
It's very important and it's very key. All companies are expected to ensure that all their foreign nationals that are coming to work in South Africa transfer skills to South African.
Okay, thank you very much. That's Mweketsi Sibuku. He's an expert immigration manager. In other news,